Hey, hope everyone is enjoying themselves. It's been quite the beautiful day here in Los Angeles, and well, actually quite a nice Easter weekend. I hope you guys are really enjoying yourselves. It's been pretty fun. But yeah, I'm excited to go live for you guys and kind of check things out and see what we got going today. I'll wait for a couple of y'all to stream in, but I think that you're gonna really like what I have going today because it's very, it's just an important subject on so many levels, and it's something that most people just never really fully get a chance to appreciate in their day-to-day lives. It's it's the fact that vocationally speaking, a lot of people kind of never find out what they were meant to do, and that can obviously be a distressing thing. If we're alive to have some sort of purpose, then that purpose is questionably going to be it's just something that you need to take into account when you're doing your kind of daily inventory on your life and what's going on and what's next. And the tarot can really elucidate that in many different ways. So if I have a little bit of time today, I'm also going to do a couple samples for you guys out in the audience, so you guys can kind of get a sense of what your particular purpose might be. And again, I can't go too in depth, and there's many possibilities. But using my system in the book, The Soul System of Tarot, you can at least get a real good kind of categorical sense of where you might be, be into. So, in which category. So anyway, I'll just pop and say hey to you guys real quick. But I wanted to start off. This is my old Easter pick with my dad. So wasn't that cute? My old Easter basket. This is another one I like. It's one of my favorites. So anyhow, I just love that. And but yeah, if you could, if you want me to look at your particular vocational purpose, if you guys could put in the chat your particular birth month and birthday, I can then kind of address it as such. But let's just kind of look at it archetypally. People of a certain day, I think, if you look at historical examples of people who were born on your birthday, you can also get a sense of this cycle and the potentialities for your particular archetype. Now, the differing factor, I guess you would say, is the year that you were born is going to play a big role in this as well. It's going to be a really interesting thing where we want to take all these different factors into account. Obviously, identical twins kind of make a case for this. It's like, oh, these people are born at the exact same time, at the exact same day, and how do they have different fates? And from a numerological perspective, we would say that they have different fates generally because they're not named exactly the same. And that may seem odd. I'm sure you could find identical twins somewhere who got the exact same name. I'm sure that would be kind of a rarity. But, I'm sure you could find that somewhere. And I would imagine that they would be semi-similar, but that would be an interesting study for me. So anyway, that's just kind of how that cookie crumbles. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of get people in tune with this, because there are certain things we are, born to do in a sense, and it's common knowledge in other parts of the world too that when people are young, they have kind of a set identity and a set purpose and all these things. So anyway, again, I'd love for you guys to shout out and let me know exactly what you're thinking, as far as if you have any specific questions on your own vocation, or if you'd like me to do just a kind of simple analysis to give you your particular card for your particular day that would suit you and help you kind of hopefully move forward. I also would like to let you know the link to purchase any sessions or anything I put in the live description. And I also put my Instagram in there because I just posted horoscopes for the week. I was a little late. So anyway, if you want to see your horoscope for the week, it's in there. May or may not make a page at this point, but anyhow. I try and do it when I can because I got busy. We're all busy, and I like to do them all fresh, so they're meaningful and all that good jazz. So, but yeah, I think that it's going to be a pretty fun show. So, without further ado, let's look at where I get my definitions, because the most important thing when you're dealing with this type of thing is having a good deck, which I thoroughly recommend and believe in the Thoth deck, which is the Crowley deck, because it took about 30 years of research to compile this deck. So that's just from my research. Symbolically, it's one of the most powerful decks. And so it's what I choose to use, and I have numerous mentors in that regard, and it's been part of the whole, part of my awakening, I guess you would say, into this kind of type of profession. Some people do think it's too dark of a deck, but to that I respond, sometimes reality is dark. I mean, there's no perfect reality out there. There's good and evil. There's all these kind of things. So it's like we can't shield ourselves from the vagaries of life. Those things are just going to happen. There's not really much you can do other than just move through it and breathe and take a step back and try and work with it. So, but anyhow, the definitions I generally compiled from were from another book from one of my mentors called The Path of the Fool. So if there's anyone out there that's looking to get into the tarot, I highly recommend that book as well. The Path of the Fool is really, the Bible as far as definitions is in tarot. As far as I'm concerned, I really just dig it, and it's concise, and it's no nonsense, and especially for those people reading reversals, it's a very powerful book in the reversal capacity as well. I can't see any comments yet, but hopefully there's some people out there that would like to have some commentary. So anyhow, so let's just start off with the first card. Like, say your card is the Three of Wands. Okay, so the Three of Wands, and by the way, my vocational system relies mostly on the minor arcana to derive the exact inherent vocational soul desire, I guess you would say. A range of things you wanted to do to accomplish while you were here that would just make you happy and would kind of vibe with your essence. And the difficulty I think a lot of people get into when they look at this is like, well, what if my card sucks? What if my card is like one of the darker cards, supposedly, quote unquote, of the minor arcana? To which point I go back to, it's not about having the best card. It's about, creating purpose within whatever genre of card that you're in. So someone with the Eight of Swords, where it could seem like a darker card or a difficult card, that could be a big, big opportunity for you to help get people out of difficult situations. And, the difficulty becomes, it's like, well, what if I don't want to help people in difficult situations? There's many different ways of doing it. There's 1,000 ways you could kind of help people get out of their own head and get out into the world and make meaningful contributions that help free their energy up and help free them from the things that have confined them in that sense. And so I call that kind of like a fighting evil archetype. That and the Ace of Swords both kind of bring people into this element where they're able to, fight people, bad energies within the universe, I guess you'd say. So you could do that kind of thing through like a feng shui. Feng shui is a way to kind of bring harmony to bad energy environments. That could be as simple as space clearing. It could be as simple as doing some sort of mental, hypnotherapy. That could be a big thing. So you can kind of see where the blindfolded person with the swords around them is mostly the image people know from like the Rider-Waite deck. And that deck is going to just give you a real sense of like, oh, I'm trapped. I can't go anywhere. I can't do anything. For the more adventurous, it could go into, clearing spaces in some other way. It could also go into like detective work and fighting crime in a different way. Maybe people are criminally confined, or maybe you're, helping prisoners to break free of that. And so my book goes into a lot of these different things, and obviously we can't cover this all in the amount of time and space that we have here. So anyway, once again, I do want to let you know, if you want to book a session or want me to investigate your vocational purpose in depth, you can do so in the description link. So now that we covered the Eight of Swords, let's look at like a more happy, lighthearted card. So say you're the Ace of Cups. You know, if you're the Ace of Cups, if that's your archetype for your birthday, then you're going to want to be someone who does something in the arts, does something with the healing world. You know, it's that you'd be kind of quite at home with the healing crystals kind of modalities. Just any of these types of things where you're just kind of working with energy, where you're working with your deep inner self. But anything in the cups is just going to be an emotional thing. So whatever your vocation is, it needs to be highly emotional or evocative. You know, you either need to be eliciting emotion from yourself or eliciting emotion from others. You know, people who can make people who can make like a breakthrough of some kind, or people who can, you know, help you with that kind of breakthrough in your own emotional life. So it's pretty interesting when you get into all this, and the fact that it's kind of coded into our fate, coded into our destiny in some ways. And again, I'm not saying it's a one-size-fits-all deal in any regard. I'm a person who's had over 30 jobs. So, you know, it took me a good long while to investigate what I really wanted out of life and what it was going to take to kind of get me where I was going and all this kind of good jazz. So that's kind of the main essence of what I wanted to get across to today is like, you know, when we work with vocational knowledge, it's the question, as one of my mentors put it, Michael Tsarin, he says, you know, what is it that you can do that nobody else in the universe can do? You know, what is it that's, you know, totally and unequivocally unique to you? And that's the cool thing that I really wanted to get across, because, you know, when you find that, that's irreplaceable. You know, that's your real job security. You know, when you're working in the other kind of areas such as the corporate sphere, you know, you can kind of be replaceable. You know, you kind of get the office space feeling like I'm just a digit, I'm just a number, I'm just a facilitator for a larger process. But at the same time, you know, we should never really have to go through all of our life like that, because it's just like that sense of fear of being replaced, or the young guy or the new girl or the blah 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 is going to come in and upstage us and give us the one up. And it's like, it's kind of silly. It's like we're competing for our own job. For what reason? You know, we should only really have to compete with ourselves. There's no real, you know, need to do anything other than that. So anyhow, but yeah, I just think that there's a lot to be gained here. So I don't see any comments. It's kind of strange, but I would love to. I always wonder if this thing's working or not. Sometimes it's very delayed, but anyhow, if any of you again want your personal day and month analyzed, and I can tell you, you know, your vocational track just in an offhand way, please put it down in the comments. I would be happy to analyze that and put that in just into the discussion here. We are running a little bit low on time, and I just wanted to kind of get this little tidbit out there, say a quick hi to you guys, and you know, I just appreciate all of you out there. I really do. It's such a cool group of folks. I mean, I got people from around the world I'm chatting with, and you know, it's pretty amazing. I had a couple of my clients flew out to LA more recently and got some healing work done from some people I know, and it's been cool. You know, it's been cool. It's been a great experience, and I love doing the horoscopes and all the daily stuff, and it's just a lot of fun. So above and beyond all else, I just want to say thank you to everyone out there for taking an interest in these types of things, because without the tarot and without these, you know, self-healing modalities, our society's kind of in a screwball state. You know, a lot of people are you know, having a lot of anxiety right now. So I really dig it. See, I can't see the comments. Let me see if I can scroll over some here. I don't know why I cannot see the comments. I'm gonna have to pull up it says conversation starter, 10 comments. Anyway, Because this is the ultimate self-psychologist. I mean, how do people help themselves when they don't have $150 an hour or insurance to go and pay for a psychologist? Well, the tarot at bottom, at the bottom level can still keep you from being a neurotic mess, because you can kind of be like, okay, this is self-sabotage. This is this. This is that. I mean, a tarot reading can prevent you from doing something stupid, and that's, at base level, I mean, that'll keep society running. It's like, if people aren't doing stupid things, then they're doing things that are somewhat sane. So we'll just, make everyone happier, if they're not shooting themselves in the foot, or, getting into bad relationships, or getting into jobs that aren't well suited for them, or where they're being taken advantage of. And these types of things can be elucidated. And, it's never going to be a perfect world. I get that. But at the same time, it's perfect in its imperfection. So we got to kind of roll with the punches as we go. So anyway, guys, I want to say a quick hi again. I don't know if the intro thing worked out. Just quick hey. Love all you guys. Hope you're really this beautiful weather, at least those on the West Coast. Not really sure what the Northeast is like. These I haven't really kept up with the weather, but yeah, thank you all so much. Much appreciation to everyone, and I hope you had a happy Easter, and yeah, a beautiful start to your week, whatever that may be. Again, if you did comment, I will try and hook you up with a free little mini analysis if you just message me, because I wanted to do that and I can't see the silly comments because of Facebook Live. So annoying, but it is what it is. Also, yeah, feel free to message me with any general questions, or check out your horoscopes at Astrology by Austin on Instagram. I posted them there. You can just follow me if you have any questions. I also post some writing and stuff. Or, yeah, buy my book. That's the other thing you could do, which is The Soul System of Tarot, which is also available in packages in the link that I provided for the other further analysis. So, thank you guys so much. You guys enjoy your day, and I look forward to chatting with you all soon. Cheers.